saying.
Oh, brilliant!
He lands a brilliant back shot there. Drops him in a little talk there as well.
I would have said that, get him in between his work.
Finally underway. I'm looking forward to this one, as I mentioned earlier. It's a good shot there. Kind of probably just lost a bit of footing there, I would say there. For Ali there. He's trying to get behind the jab. Trying to establish authority in this fight.
Don't know, there's a bit of a height difference between them. How dangerous is when your opponent is shorter than you, they can possibly get under you as well?
Yeah, well, the thing is, with a shorter fighter, you know, they can dip their height to quite low, so you can always use it as bait to get you to drop your hands as the bigger guy and then come up with the big shots. It's like he's doing there, you know. And that's how we go.
Well, he's caught him there. I don't know if
I don't think that was a drop.
I thought he lost his foot in there.
Yeah, I thought he lost. Razor's a tough guy. Yeah. I've known him for years. He should be bouncing back.
Yeah, I thought it was a slip, but
definitely a slip.
I will say that his opponent is there to definitely get a stop.
100%.
He's not there to roll over. His game dips and then comes up. There we go. Yeah, it's not looking good.
You know, we were saying earlier that ever since Jack Pavilion, the second fight that he got knocked down, I think all the other opponents, the away opponents, have got inspiration from that tonight.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You can see that in this fight. Have come forward as well. He's here to win. He's here to make a statement.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He's really just unsettling him. Really, he's really just making it his kind of fight. Really, he's trying to nullify him. If you don't know, if you should raise his corner, man, what would you be saying? Obviously, what would you be thinking? Saying.
Oh, brilliant!
He lands a brilliant back shot there. Drops him in a little talk there as well.
I would have said that, get him in between his work. That's what I would have said.
Unbelievable.
He's throwing them big shots, them looping shots to leave you very open. And if you're throwing, you get caught while you're throwing, you're more likely to go down.
He looked at his corner and said he didn't really fancy that now.
No. Let him open up again, let him open up again. There we go.
Yeah, he's just tucking in now.
That's it.
Yeah. That's a big knockdown that was.
It's over, it's over.
And the flurry of punches there now.
There we go.
That's what we want to see. A variation of punches there.
Be careful from the opponent as well.
He's got to be patient here. Don't unload too much. It's tapping. The guy's going to open up. As soon as he does, you go in. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the opponent now.
Yeah. Being cautious.
Yeah. He probably just wants to see this round out now. Shake of the head, but he's definitely hurt.
For sure. But he's still coming forward. He's still.
What I think is good is that these both guys are they're not big weights, but it's action packed. You know, that's what you want to see.
Yeah, still good bit about that knockdown there.
Yeah,
it's a great shot.
Great shot. I just kind of slightly missed it because his corner member was covering my angle, but overall it looked like Ali caught him in between his work. You know, and obviously his opponent Lopez was unloading and felt confident. Sometimes that's the most dangerous time, when you feel like you know, I got the guy, I put him down, and then you get complacent, you leave yourself open, you get caught. Brilliant shot from Reza. I've known Reza for years. I had a fighter called Adam Mohammed, and they used to spar regular, and it was always a horrible time in there with Reza because he was game and he could fight, he could punch as well. And he's got a great trainer in Kieran Duffy, who I've known for years. So, you know, he's done the right thing there. He's just got to stay focused and not just unload too much. He's still got to pick his work. He's still got to pick his work.
You answered my question. I was going to say, if he was in his corner right now, what would you be saying after that round? But
pick your work, be patient. We'll come again. We'll come again. He guards up really well, Lopez. You don't want to just waste your time hitting gloves, hitting pads. You know, you got to wait. Keep tapping that. There you go. In between his work. It will come. Be patient.
Jermaine, how good is it when you see a journeyman coming to fight? He's not there for the paycheck, he's there for the win as well.
We love it. We don't want it to see
this
easy.
is what we want to see.
Is that
slip? No,
I thought that was a slip.
No.
Yeah, referee's check. Yeah, no, like you saying, that's what we want to see. That's what we want to see as fighters.
That's it.
Come forward.
So as you can see what Razor's doing here, he's taking his time, he's being patient. That's what you need to do going forward. For the last fight that we saw, that's what they need to start learning as they go through the pro game. They learn that. Not to just be throwing wildly, you've got to pick your punches.
You're probably saying to him, that shot will come. Just take your time with it.
Patience, yeah, absolutely. Be switched on and be patient. Sit, tie up. Sit. Sit.
Good shot downstairs again.
Don't know how hard is it for a fighter like Reza Ali, who's known for his vicious body shots, but again, a short opponent like this that can easily get under you when you go for it. Got to change your game plan after that, no?
Of course. You can hit the body. You disguise your work. There we go. That's it. Be patient.
Yeah. A few wild lunges there from there.
Good work. And also, he's fighting a guy with a shorter reach than him. You don't want to leave your head in there too long. You want to use that distance because. There you go.
I like the fact that he's throwing the punches in. He's not staying there too long. He's throwing a punch and getting back out again.
Absolutely. Oh, I know. Very impressed with the opponent selection. Because
tonight's been good.
Yeah, it's really been good.
We were talking about that earlier when we Abs earlier said about Turki Al-Sheikh saying he doesn't want a cat and mouse fight. He wants those opponents that are actually there to fight. And I think the Warrens here tonight have listened to that statement and you've seen it in tonight's fights.
Yeah. I think boxing now itself has taken another direction. You know, we've had the years of where we had journeymen coming in and paying to take losses and stuff like that. But now we're seeing, we want to see more 50-50 fights. We want to see more closer fights.
But I want to ask you as a coach, let's say you have an up-and-coming fighter. He's about to make his debut, right? The old school way was a journeyman that literally 2 and 100, let's say. 2 wins, 100 losses. Yeah. You know what they're there to win, they're there to survive. But now that you see this caliber of journeyman go up, how does that make it more harder for you to train your fighter, to prepare?
Well, listen, I think you've got to know the fighter in front of you also. You've got to know what level they're at. You also, it does create a slightly more, not fear, but more, you know, you're more aware of what you're going into, and then you take it a lot more serious, you know, because you know I'm not going in there to fight a tin can. I don't care who you are. If you know you're fighting someone that's not as good, you might just not turn up as much for training. You might take you need that fear. You need that oh, it can get serious in there, because it actually brings the best out of you. And that's why they're fighters. They picked it. They picked the sport, and this is what it does for you.
So round 3 now. Great first 2 rounds there. Really enjoyable. What do you say? How important is it for Ali just to get behind the jab now and just wheel him in, really?
I think he's got to stick his jab, submit behind it, but he's trying to engage into a fight. You don't want to get into a fight with this guy. You just want to stick to your boxing and pick your work there. That's it, be patient.
That's the kind of fight that you see since Lopez wants. Just stand in the middle of the ring and trade.
Ali's not going to give it to him, though.
What Ali should do is, where Lopez is walking him down and throwing a lot of them shots, what Ali has to do is take 1 step back and throw a backhand. You know, he's going to walk onto something. He's bouncing forward like that. You just have to set the trap. Use your jab, bring him in.
Jermaine, his last fight was last year. May.
Go,
how important is it for
lovely
shot?
Lovely shot there. That was.
How great is it for the featherweight division that he's back now?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we want to see. There's so many good fights out there potentially could have as well. And yeah, that's what we want to see. We want to see him out there. We want to see these sort of fighters out there, because you know you're going to get entertaining fights. I think Lopez is now starting to come forward a bit more. I think the second round after he got dropped from the first round, he's kind of see him a bit hesitant now, but now he's coming forward again. This makes it for an exciting fight now.
Lopez is throwing big bombs.
Yeah.
He's not setting nothing up. It's just big shots.
Just finish her right again, see here. Yeah, Lopez just lunging in.
Yeah, as I said, the lunging in is all Ali has to do is let him walk onto something. You know?
This is where
Ali likes to fight though. From the years of watching him, he loves to sit in the pocket, he loves to trade, he loves to fight. But you're in there with someone that
is throwing bombs as well. He needs to be careful to get caught as well.
Yeah.
That is a danger.
He needs to take his time.
He has to box. He has to box.
He has to take his time. I know he wants to make a statement, and he said it off camera to me and Jermaine. I want an explosive fight tonight. I want to make a statement, but after being out of the ring for 13 months, how important is it to get these rounds on these belt as well?
Listen, for 13 months out to take this guy's game, credit to him, you know? Yeah. This ain't really a warm-up fight, this is a fight.
Yeah, they're both just trading there. For sure.
This is a fight. Yeah. Credit to, but Ali's experience, he's been in the game a long time, so you'd expect him to come back at this level. And I've always picked Ali to do pretty well in the sport, you know, from watching him, and it's good to see him. He's come back and he's jumped in and he wants to make a statement, and hopefully wins comes through this and he can move on from it.
Don't know, while we're here, we wanted to ask you, is there any of your fighters that you want to talk about their next fights? Is there anyone you're training at the moment?
Well, yeah, I've got Tino Bellot, who's cruiserweight, very, very talented fighter. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. Unfortunately, he wasn't here today.
Yeah, he was meant to open up the show tonight.
Yeah, he was, as well as Courtney Bennett as well was supposed to be here. Obviously, politics of the sport, you know, as I said, the game is changing. The game is changing now, so bringing people in to get your fighters to have a few learning fights is proving more difficult.
Wanted to ask you as well, you were talking earlier about Eli Massey, he could come back. How's Courtney Bennett's mindset been since the Nick Webb fight?
Oh, no, Courtney wants it, you know. Courtney's been in the gym training, he's stepped up his training, he's looking in a lot better shape. And look, he wanted to fight tonight. Courtney wanted to come out there and prove a point. You know, he knows that the Nick Webb fight was not the best of him, and he's took it on his shoulders, and he owns where he's gone wrong. And I'm excited to see what he's going to do, you know, because there's nothing better than a hungry man that wants to prove a point. So we all want to see what Courtney's going to do. We all know what Courtney done as an amateur. We know how good he is and how good he can be. It's just, he needs that opportunity, and he's got to show it, you know, and I think he will.
For how many years, Jermaine, did we go like the heavyweight division was, let's say, dead and buried in the British scene, and then now look how many prospects we got.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've got so many and young prospects as well. I mean, fighters that you could put in there and have real 50-50 fights. You see these two going just fighting, standing right at the center of the ring, just letting their hands go now.
Yeah, Lopez is trading with his hands down though. So Ali's got the short shots when Lopez is trading. Ali can get him off. Short inside work there. That's it. As I said, this is what Ali likes to be. He likes to be, but he's probably not.
Don't want to see him smother his work too much here.
Yeah.
That's where you've got to be careful there.
That's what I mean, took an uppercut there.
You can see Lopez looks a bit like he's tiring a little bit there. It's a great shot.
Good shot.
And that's what you want to see, the
there
right punches now. So, I pick the shots.
That's it.
That's what I like to see.
Lopez. He's a warrior.
Shaking the head from Razor.
He's like, I don't
like
feel
a
nothing.
bulldog, he's not stopping.
Oh, so
yeah,
he's got to be careful with that one though.
Yeah. Thing is, they're in there talking to each other as well. It's a real fight.
He's trying to get into his head as well.
shaking the head every time he lands a shot there. No, I didn't feel that.
Ali's got to turn the knuckles over a little bit more with them left hooks.
Don't know, how hard is it for a fighter, let's say Reza Ali, to ignore someone like Lopez to taunt him as well? He might, you know, you might think, okay, I'm coming for you, and he might make one mistake. How hard is it for a fighter to keep that mindset? Okay, I'm going to still take my time. I'm going to ignore this guy's taunts.
Yeah, there's a certain steadiness that you need. You know, sometimes boxing with emotion is not the best thing. You know, you see some fighters that box with emotion, but I always feel like the best boxers they box cold. You know, you look at Usyk, he barely shows any emotion in there, does he? He's just cold, calculative, and precise. You know, and I've also so many fighters I've spoken to over the years. It's just their best performances come when they're calm. You know, it's not when your heart's going to join in. You're giving it the verbal. You know, it's a skill to stay steady in the storm. I call it. You know, you've got to be steady in the storm. And when you're steady, you see better. You know, you think better. And I think that's what he needs to do. He needs to calm himself down. Also want to mention another fighter in my stable, Vlad Masic, who's got an incredible story. Most likely boxing at light heavy or super middle. Came over here when the war started in Ukraine, and he'd had 150 amateur fights and won 144. But he was only 17 when he came. He was a young boy, and he's been with me for about three and a half years now, and he's finally ready to turn professional. So look forward to Vlad Masic's phenomenal fighter.
Can we see the next Lomar?
Yeah, it might come out of the UK as well. You know?
When is he turning pro?
Well, he's in the process of it now. So once we get interviews done and with the British Boxing Board of Control, we should be out here and more than likely on a World Boxing Management
That'd
show.
be great.
Yeah.
And this is what we were talking about, Jermaine, a platform like this for a fighter to make his debut as well.
Yeah, like we said, I keep saying it. I mean, shows before we watched and they weren't televised. Great fights.
Yeah.
And this is giving people the platform now to showcase their skills, and it's televised and it puts their name out there. If you put on a good performance tonight, you can then fight on another platform, Box Nation, Queensbury, the Zone now. Everyone working together now. So yeah, exciting times.
Exactly. Yeah. And you have to understand with this pro game, it's about bums and seats. You know, people. You know, all your friends and family are going to know you, they're going to want to support you, but how are you going to get a stranger interested in you? You have to put on a performance. Yeah. Everything is performance-based in the sport.
Unless you can sell 1,000 or 2,000 tickets. Unless you're a Johnny Fisher that can sell all those tickets.
Mate, we're in a cost of living crisis. Yeah. No one ain't selling tickets like we used to. Yeah. So with that being in mind, we have to sort of change the game up a bit. Lopez with his hands down, trying to bait him in.
Yeah. I think he just let the referee know that he wasn't holding him at the time.
It's a bit.
Yeah,
what Ali might have to do is stick on that jab and put a little feinting in there as well. As Lopez seems to be gaining a bit more confidence and might feel like he can get us something here. Good shot. Good shot.
He felt that. He felt that one.
He felt that shot. Tap, tap, tap.
Yeah.
There you go. Good work. Good work. You can see the experience in Ali though. He's not getting carried away, not throwing wild shots, just waiting, being patient, tapping away, looking for the openings.
That's when you get caught. If you go diving in there after you just landed a good shot there, that's when you do get caught.
And there's a level of respect between both of them. You can see that there. They both know they're giving it a go, and they both know they're game fighters.
Do you think it's difficult for a fighter like Reza Ali, who's used to him putting opponents on the back foot, but now he's got an opponent who he thought was a journeyman, is actually coming and putting pressure on him as well, and actually coming to fight, and he's not used to this.
No,
so can that mess up the game plan as well?
Well, yeah, especially when you're fighting journeymen, because you know whatever game plan they probably had, we don't know how long they've had to prepare for this journeyman. Well, we had a journeyman for Tino for his last fight, and he said to me, "Oh, we've got to prepare for this guy." I said, "Tino, there's no point because he might change him at the last second, you know." So I don't even know if he's prepared, but this will do Ali some good, you know. It will teach him to adjust in a fight and adapt. The best fighters all can adapt.
Last round now.
You're gonna learn a lot from this.
What would you be thinking now? Obviously, because you
Good shots.
Right, it's great.
I'll be thinking that, being patient, and look for the openings. See, this is what Rezza's doing. He's not throwing mindless shots. He's looking for the openings. That's the one. See, that's it. He's coming forward, dropping his hands, Lopez. He's going to get caught. All he has to do is step. I'm sure Kieran Duffy's told him, just take a little step back. When he's jumping forward, catch him as he's coming forward like that.
I mean, Lopez is a tough cookie. I mean, he's only been stopped once.
I'd definitely like to see him again at your call.
I would love to see if I see this kid fighting again. Both of them, they're both great fighters.
For sure.
Stay composed there. Yeah. Stay composed. Back on, use his jab.
You don't want to engage it. You just want to kind of see the fight out. You don't need to do too much now.
Of course.
Shots.
Good work.
Careful, he needs to be careful.
It's got to get too
a bit too wild.
Yeah. I mean, how good a fight has this been? I mean, it's just been
a brilliant fight.
Good fight. What I love is that every time that Reza has got him against the ropes, he's not that typical journeyman that just covers up and tries to. He fights back. Yeah. And he's been great, Lopez. Both of them. Both of them.
I mean, if you only have promoters watching the show, you'll be thinking, "Oh, I want to get this guy on my card."
For sure.
And this is a decent level of boxing. This is
for sure. Only 13 months ago, he won the IBO Intercontinental title, Reza, so this is good.
This is a decent level.
Wish it was more than 6 rounds at this point.
100%. Entertaining.
Just got to be careful there.
These are the type of fights we want to see on TV. We want to see, and people are getting this for free on YouTube. This is brilliant.
For sure. This is what Jermaine was saying before. Like these are the type of fights you missed out. They were here, not on TV, and now you get to see them.
Good feint. That's what I want to see, more feinting. There you go. Good jab. There you go. That's all he needs to do right here. Be patient. Keep sticking that jab. No need to engage him. There we go. Good boy. That's good boxing. Well done.
Very good.
And that will do them world of good, honestly. To get the rounds in there.
Yeah, brilliant. That's it.
That'll do them world of good.
Yeah. I think that's a win-win for both of them.
Both of them, absolutely.
Lopez, great performance. Definitely, there's a lot of promoters out there that will want him on their show. Yeah. And Reza Ali, I'm sure he got the win and he's got the rounds under his belt. If he was in his corner, would you be happy with his performance, though? No?
Yeah, because I think he can take a lot from that performance. You know, considering who he had in front of him, he showed his heart, showed his determination, his grit. You know, I'll be impressed. Obviously, there'll be things to work on. You know, like sometimes sticking to your boxing a little bit. Don't always engage in a war. Have the ability to go in and out of that, adapt. Sometimes war, sometimes box. You know, I think he could take some things away, but overall, really, really good performance. And you know, he's got a good trainer in Kieran, and I think they'll definitely watch that back and take some things back from that. You know?
Sure.
How important is it for him? Do you think it's him to be active now? Obviously, because I don't know when the last time he fought, but obviously he's got the rounds in tonight. But he probably wants to get back out there again sooner or later.
Absolutely. That's good.
I don't know if he's a free agent, but if he is, WBM jump on that. Sign him. Sign him.
Yeah, man. Exciting fighter.
He looks happy.
Kieran seems pretty happy, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for both boxers who gave their all. Ladies and gentlemen, your referee scores the contest 58 points to 57. The winner in the blue corner from main event by way of Iran, Reza Ali.
He looks very disappointed, Reza Ali, with the scorecards.
I want to talk about scores. What do you guys think of that? 58, 57. That's very, very close.
That was very. I would have said 58, 56 in my opinion, because he was fighting, but he caught him with some shots. Yeah. Lopez done really well. I don't think he won by a big margin, but he done really well, Lopez. I give him the respect for that. Don't know. What do you think?
Look, I'm biased anyway, so it's hard for me to give up. I always tell people, don't ask me scorecards if I know the fighter, because I would always root for Reza. Yeah, I think he done, you know, he done really well, and I think you know, he'll take a lot from that fight. That's all I'm saying.
Do you want to see his next fight in this type of caliber of opponent, or one that's more technical?
Well, listen, I think Reza's dangerous against a boxer, so you want to see him against a boxer and see how a boxer can manage Reza's pressure. Because I had a fighter who used to spar him, Adam Mohammed, and you know, Adam, phenomenal boxer, but it wasn't always Adam's way. You know, Ali's a tough fighter, and he knows that. He knows how to put pressure on you. So I'd like to see that. I'd like to see